Hi creatives, Claire here from Write Accounts, and in today's video I'm going to talk about picking one thing that you can do to improve your business. Now I was so tempted to give this video like a clickbait title of the one thing to do to improve your business. Like, would that have grabbed your attention? Would it have distracted you from the million other things you have to do? Or maybe, but it really didn't feel authentic for me because there isn't one thing. There isn't a silver bullet, there isn't a magic wand, there isn't some fairy that will tell you to do one thing and everything else will be smarter, faster, cheaper, easier, quicker, or any of that stuff. Because as a business owner, you need to be part of the decision making process. You have the best knowledge of your business, or I would hope so, and you need to review and analyze anything and everything that somebody else tells you to do in relation to your business, because your perspective is one of the most valuable when it comes to your business. So instead of telling you a single thing that would work for some businesses and the other business would need to disregard because they do it already, I'm going to give you some options of different things that you can do that would improve your business finances. So I put these kind of into three main categories: systems, money management, and mentality. And I'm going to try to keep my tips as simple and as implementable as possible so you can implement one of them straight away. So the first category is finance systems. Now remember, we're not just talking about bookkeeping. Finance systems are all the systems and processes that come together that have an impact on finance and money and cash flow and profit and revenue and sales in your business. So the first one, the most obvious, is a bookkeeping system. Now, do you think you've outgrown your bookkeeping system? So my number one tip, if this is where you're at, is to research to see what other options are out there. Because, as I said last week, you don't know what you don't know. And I find the easiest way to do that is to go onto YouTube and find out how other systems work. So if you have received a recommendation or you know of a system that you think might work, go onto YouTube and start with the really beginner stuff on how this particular program works. There's probably even videos guiding you on which systems to choose, and I know I have some videos and blogs on that. But then within those videos, get more specific. So think about a specific scenario in your business. Maybe that's keeping in touch with wholesalers, or keeping on top of inventory management, or knowing how much a particular customer or client has contributed to your business, and Google that, how that would work. Or think about what's the thing that frustrates you most about bookkeeping, whether that's doing your GST or talking to the tax agent at the end of the year and getting those totals right, and Google that, search for that on YouTube and see how the product or software or service would help you resolve that. And then you will be informed, and then you will be able to make a decision if that's the program you want to switch to. It's a really easy way to research bookkeeping softwares. So the second one in systems is record keeping, and this is the paperwork one. So if you have paperwork all over, I have said this a million times, try to figure out a way to make it all work in one place. So maybe that's a specific folder or a specific box, and all your receipts go in that one box. That will honestly save you so much time looking all over for receipts. Maybe you want to go paperless, and my top tip for that would be download an app that will scan those documents, whether that's within your bookkeeping software or separately, and just make it a rule for yourself that every time that piece of paperwork comes into your hand, you take a photograph of it, and then you can recycle the paper. If you do use the box system, just try to put a appointment into your calendar so that you're dealing with them on a regular basis. So the third system, inventory management. And this is a big one around what do you have in stock, what is ready to sell, what's a work in progress, and what materials do you have. And it doesn't need to be a huge record keeping exercise. That might be helpful if you have the time and the inclination, but even just scheduling in a regular review of what you have, supplies, materials, and stock, can be useful information to use for purchasing decisions, for maybe even generating a sale, or even giveaways. You know, if you've got 10 of something and they're not selling, maybe you want to organise a giveaway for one of those. And then the last system, my last one, is pricing. So when was the last time you reviewed your pricing? as a whole or a single aspect within your pricing, like your overhead, even desired profit margin? What about material costs? When was the last time you updated those material costs? This is particularly relevant if the income streams in your business have changed significantly. It might be worth revisiting your prices. So if you're a regular market attendee, that cost, you're not incurring that cost now. You're probably still incurring the same amount of time in maybe getting a website ready or doing social media, that sort of thing. But maybe your overheads or the amount you spend on marketing has changed. So then the second category is money management, and my first one is actually really easy but also really powerful, and that's tracking. So if setting up a formal bookkeeping system just seems like it's just one step too far, too overwhelmed, then just keep a simple running record of your income and your expenses. Now, it's not going to replace the need for bookkeeping. There is a need for bookkeeping in your business, and it's not going to probably use at tax time, but it can really just give you kind of that insight, that high level, like not really a detailed picture, but that high level picture of what's coming in and going out from your business. And it can be as simple as in a notebook, 2 columns, one for income, one for expenses, and at the end of each day you just write in those 2 columns what came in and what went out. Each week or month then you can total it up, and that's more information than you had if you're not recording anything. And the second money management one is budgets, and how many times I'll say budgets on my blog will be enumerate because budgets can be really helpful. And kind of this helps to address that: how much should I spend on something? How much is a reasonable amount to spend on something? Marketing, outsourcing, materials, mass product creation if you want to get into a new business stream or add a different kind of product. And a budget can really help with that. So try to go with a variable budget, so one based on percentages rather than one based on fixed amount. You will have parts of your budget that are fixed amount, and you can just learn to work those together. But you can then kind of go to, okay, so I spend 30% of my income on materials, 20% on marketing, 10% overheads, and 40% paying myself. Like, some simple guidelines will really help when your income changes as to what you would still be spending on each of those. So how are you going to do a budget? 2 tips here. So look backwards first, what historically has your business needed, and then apply to that the lessons you've learned along the way. So maybe too much stock, not enough stock, too many markets, not enough markets, too much on social media, not enough on social media, etc., etc. So look backwards, but also learn the lessons that you have from the past. And then my last tip in money management is cash flow. So if money seems to disappear from your account like magic, start analysing where that went, or you could start analysing where that went, either in a formal money management process like Profit First, where you allocate money into separate business bank accounts, or just to have a review of where it went. Also good in this is to compare what you thought would happen. So how much did you expect to make on wholesale, or how much did you expect to spend on materials, against how much you actually spent or made. So the last category for my tips is your kind of mentality or mindset around both business finances and money. So I've talked a little bit recently about kind of that attitude we have, trying to apply curiosity to bookkeeping, trying to find that different perspective that's potentially a little bit more positive than the one you have. And I just wanted to reiterate that your attitude really does have an influence on your experience of how you do business finance and bookkeeping. So if you've not yet tried, I would suggest curiosity and wonder, and maybe try just realizing what being your own boss gets you. So I'm grateful that every day when I track my income and expenses, I also write down a little gratitude. So I'm grateful that I could eat hot cross buns this weekend. I love hot cross buns. Or I'm grateful for being my own boss, and bookkeeping is part of running a business, but that comes with the flexibility to rearrange my days so I can enjoy some long lunches, and bookkeeping is just one trade-off as part of that. So beliefs and values, the second category in the kind of mentality section, is not really a quick or easy one, and I was trying to keep these quick and easy, but it is really important, especially if you feel like some of these are holding you back, and this is where you can assess what your good attitudes, good beliefs and values are, as well as what the ones that aren't serving you are. So if you Like, not all beliefs and values are bad. You might value spending time with your family, or believing people generally want the best outcome, or even simple beliefs like I always believe that I'll be able to find a car space, like a parking space when we go anywhere, and most of the time that comes true. So I build evidence towards that positive belief. So understanding the ones that are working for you so you can emphasize those, and understanding the ones that are working against you so you can try to minimize those. And it's not something you'll do quickly. This really is kind of lifelong pursuit of the best beliefs and values. And as part of that, my last suggestion is the language you use. So I honestly believe the way you talk about something impacts your actions, your beliefs, and your values around it. So phrases like I hate bookkeeping or I'm just not a numbers person reinforce those limiting or negative beliefs. And this language really does reflect that. So it's kind of an insight into what those underlying subconscious patterns are. And it's not going to change overnight or with the flick of a switch. But we can start to notice our language and then mentally correct ourselves. So you don't have to go from I hate bookkeeping to I love bookkeeping, but maybe I hate bookkeeping to bookkeeping is a necessary task. Bookkeeping is not my favourite thing. Like, it's less negative. I'm getting better at bookkeeping. If you do it often enough, you will get better at bookkeeping, and you maybe end up at bookkeeping is okay from I hate bookkeeping. So keeping something even neutral is more powerful than having it as a negative. Now, I've given a lot of options, and this is actually turning out to be quite a long video and a long blog, but I expected that. So I wanted to stress, pick one thing. It's tempting to try and do them all, to try and change them all, try and tackle everything, because every area, pretty much in most businesses, would need work on at least a few of these areas. But you probably become overwhelmed and you're not going to see a significant change or a significant shift. But if you focus on one or two things, you can really devote some time to them and make a difference. So if that's making a budget, that could be a good one. Reviewing your pricing because you're not doing those in-person events anymore could also be a good one, because if you can make your pricing more reflective, you can either increase your profit or you can reduce your pricing, which hopefully would result in more profit for you at the end of the day. So I would love to hear what one thing you're going to implement in your business. So tell me those in the comments. But if you do need help reviewing this for your business, building an action plan on what to change or to implement to make things easier, quicker, faster, cheaper, better, any of those things, my money management map session might be just the ticket. So we kind of explore the different aspects of your business and agree together what it is that you could work on to make your business finance, work better for you. And if you want to do that, go to the booking link. So I'll pop it in the description as well. So bit.ly/book-write-accounts. And you can always reach out for a virtual coffee and we can sit down and talk about your circumstances and business finances. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a like, a thumbs up, leave a comment with your one thing, and otherwise I'll see you in another video.